I think you've probably made so many smart decisions with your channel. What is the smartest decision you ever made financially?
Wow, the smartest I've ever made financially. That's a big question. That's a very big question. And specifically about spending, huh?
Yeah.
I'd say that's in hiring. Yeah. It's a decision of flipping a perspective more than one action, because the perspective led to many actions. It's the learning of I was very cheap. I'm Chinese. That's no news, right? I didn't want to spend money. I worked really hard for money, so I didn't like to see it go. And that resulted in, when hiring people, when bringing on certain things, even buying cameras, I would try and cheap out. I tried to find the cheapest option. I tried to find like an off-brand version of whatever. But a friend of mine, a much more mature entrepreneur friend of mine, we were just chatting one day. This is like 2 years ago. We were chatting one day, and he brought up this perspective of like, if someone makes you $1 million and takes a half, you still make $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, you're right. Sure, I gave him $500,000, but it's a huge net plus.
Yeah.
That almost became like a core rule or a core concept in my mind of, if it's a net positive, then spending big money doesn't actually matter,
Right.
Because
Yeah.
it will return in a positive. So that resulted me in being much more confidently spending on things that can return, and most of the time that's people. That's a very capable person is well worth what you spend. Finding that might be difficult. You might have to go through a few wrong ones, and I did go through a few wrong ones, but absolutely it's worth the spend. Other stuff like equipment, for example, I used to like cheap out on camera, and like my computer would crash halfway through
Right.
rendering a video.
No.
Now I know it's worthwhile buying a very capable machine to do that. So I think that concept flip of not being afraid to spend money on the things that will return even more, that is probably the smartest financial decision.
I want to ask you about innovation, which has been a theme that I've heard you talk about before. And maybe can you give us an example of something specific on like, and to make the question a little bit more specific, it's kind of in the production process, because you had mentioned on another podcast I was listening to that you'd seek out these innovations about speeding things up or whatever, and maybe an example of that, and if it saved money or what the result was.
Oh my God. Yeah, this is a huge question. Absolutely huge. Processes that I have found that just make things a lot more efficient, especially profitability. I come from traditional stage and film, and the amount of sets I've been on that you go on makeup, you spend 2 hours in the chair, you sit in the green room, actors green room. We have a nice little coffee and a biscuit, and like 5 hours later, they call you up. Hey, it's your scenes up, your shots up, and then they go, oh, but you stand there for 5 minutes, and they go, oh, sorry, didn't need you. Never mind, go back to the green room, and at the end of the day, you're like, oh, day's over? What? I didn't do anything today. The amount of waste in a traditional set, oh my God. As an actor, obviously, I'm an employee. I'm there to do my job, right? Didn't bother me as much when I was an actor. But when that money is coming out of my pocket,
Right,
I swear to God, it hurts a lot more. The amount of times I've sat, like, I'm in costume, I'm in front of camera, I'm ready, and there's a light that takes 30 minutes, and there's 80 people on set waiting for that one light. And I'm watching $3,000 leave my pocket because this half an hour is just everyone's waiting on this light. That's traumatizing.
Yeah.
So after I did that big show and lost all that money, one of the top of mind things for me was the amount of waste that has to be cut. So processes that come from that, I have generally chosen lighter equipment, smaller sets. It's a different mindset. It's not necessarily about what can I cut. It's about what spending efficiently returns ROI. And there's where I identified, oh my God, putting an extra 50K in the lighting returns nothing. Or holy crap,
True.
putting an extra 30K into this returns nothing. So looking at that, looking at what spending equals what return, that cued me to kill entire departments. So because we're a comedy sketch, from a creative standpoint, high key flat lighting lands comedy the best. This is a traditional, this is a filmmaking thing. So great high key flat lighting does not need moving lights. So now every big shoot, I pre-light the thing and I just tell the lighting person to leave the set. Don't you dare hold set because you need to move that one flag. Oh my God, I hate that. So it killed the lighting department completely. Other things, camera. We went down from shooting with like a Red Raptor down to an FX3 because the cost of using a Red Raptor, there is no autofocus. There is, but it's terrible. You can't use autofocus. That means you need an extra person to AC to pull focus. Just powering the camera on takes 60 seconds. That's time we're just sitting around waiting. It runs out of battery significantly quicker. It needs way more mind put into how the power supply, the batteries, the V mount needed to be charged. It eats up like a 150 milliamp hour V mount in maybe 40 minutes. So all of that consideration resulted in lost time, lost money, extra cost on people. Whereas what it returns is just like a 2% better color science, maybe 5% better dynamic range. That returns absolutely zero.
Wow.
In views or viewership.
That's amazing.
So that just going through the thing and looking at it from the lens of, does this return me money? Kill it. Does this return me money? Kill it. Yeah.
Amazing. You're firing people, firing ideas at the same time. But all right.
Raven.